Hello and one and all, welcome back to yet another movie review, and this time I shall be doing Dune Part 2, the newest film directed by Denis Villeneuve. It is the sequel to Dune Part 1. It once again stars Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Rebecca Ferguson, along with most of the remaining actors like Dave Bautista, Javier Bardem, Josh Brolin, and then you do have some new people in here like your man Austin Butler, Florence Pugh, and Christopher Walken, and Léa Seydoux. And then there is a wee cameo, which I'm not going to spoil for you guys. Speaking of which, guys, this is going to be a completely spoiler-free on Dune Part 2. So do not worry, guys. I'm not even going to hint at anything. So do not worry, you're safe. And obviously don't watch this unless you watch Part 1 first. But let's get into this then. So I really loved Part 1 of Dune. I thought it was just a great setup to this world. Ever since then, I was very interested in seeing what else they would do. Would they do a sequel, which I highly doubt they would? And here we are. Dune Part 2 is absolutely fantastic. Like, this movie is 10 minutes longer than the first, but still flies by. And Denis Villeneuve is continuing to be one of the greatest filmmakers out there. You know, from Prisoners to Enemy to Sicario, Arrival, Blade Runner 2049, Dune Part 1, and now Dune Part 2. The man is continuing to make some of the best work in recent memory for film. And you, of course, have Greg Fish as the cinematographer, who still knocks it out of the park, one of the best cinematographers out there. And then Hans Zimmer, one of the best composers of all time. The music is so good. Then, of course, you obviously have the actors in here, like Timothée Chalamet, who is the main lead in this, who plays Paul, the main character of the movie. And yet, he is so good, along with Zendaya. I mean, from the first film, I kind of highly doubt they were going to be a couple in Dune anyway, but it turns out they are anyway. I really loved Zendaya in this movie. She had much more screen time in this one compared to Part 1 because she wasn't in the first one that much. Here, she gets much more to do, which I predicted, and there you go. Then, of course, you have the remaining stars like Rebecca Ferguson as Lady Jessica, great as always, when in products that she's in. And then you have Dave Bautista, your man Javier Bardem, and Josh Brolin, all great in this film. Without a doubt, the biggest major selling point of the film is, without a doubt, Austin Butler, who plays the villain. Wow, he is so good. He is very imitating this villain. Like, was so good. The makeup design on him was so cool. He was a badass. And also you get the other new cast members here, like Florence Pugh. She's great. Christopher Walken, not in the movie a lot, but he plays the Emperor as I'm looking at it on Google. For all the scenes that Christopher Walken was in, he was great, along with Léa Seydoux for the scenes she was in. And then there is a cameo in this movie. It was predicted, shown in premieres. I'm not going to say who it is, just in case you don't want to know and you want to see it for yourself. I'm not going to spoil that for you. And with Dune Part 2, Part 1 technically feels like a bit of a setup for this world, and then Dune Part 2, to say the least, just feels it's you're already in the epicness already. And then some. Like, the visuals are just so good. There is more action going on, and just the character development is so good, especially with Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya. Like, everyone involved in this movie was just so good. And I look forward to Dune Part 3, which I kind of highly doubt they will make. So overall, guys, I'm not actually going to grade Dune Part 2 because I feel like a new release film needs time to settle in before I can give a grade. However, though, I am thinking about doing a spoiler review on Dune Part 2, possibly next week. I don't know if I will, but I'll think about it. And that being said, I love Dune Part 2. It is one of the best sequels we have now. It's up there with the Top Gun Maverick and the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Dune Part 2 is now another one. So there you go, guys. That was my review on Dune Part 2. Comment down below, let me know below what you guys think of Dune Part 2. In regards to movies this year, where was it ranked amongst your most anticipated? It was certainly up there for sure. I mean, I didn't have a most anticipated, but this was definitely one of mine for sure. If so, let me know below in the comments. Let's have a great discussion down there. And yeah, it feels good to be reviewing a new release film. I do them occasionally. I don't want to overstuff this YouTube channel with classic movie reviews, otherwise it's just going to get boring, even though I love doing classic movie reviews. I mean, if a new release comes and I get excited, and if I really want to talk about it, then I might as well. That being said, I do have one classic movie review planned for this month, and that is going to be The Breakfast Club. I am so excited to review that movie. I have rarely seen a review on this movie on YouTube. I think there's not enough reviews of that movie, so I'm really looking forward to bringing you guys that classic review. And as always, guys, if you're new, please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, share this video, and notify that bell before you leave. And as always, until my next video, I shall see you then, and peace.